guess it's twice in one day. Yes, this is twice in one day, people. I don't normally do that, but it's me. Earlier today, during my workout, I was pouring out my heart to you guys, right? Which I guess we all need to do sometimes. We need to take a little break, let it all out, encourage ourselves as we encourage each other. So I just wanted to address the hurricane because we Freeporters, Freeport, Grand Bahama. I would dare to say, and I hate to have to say it, but you know, it's truly the hurricane capital of the world. I'm pretty sure we've experienced more hurricanes in our lifetime than many others have, and my heart goes out to the persons who are suffering because of Hurricane Ian. We've been through it. I can relate to it. I was concerned as I saw how strong it was. It reminded me very, very much of Dorian. And I figure Dorian and Ian are brothers. And I don't think people understand just how devastating it is when you go through such a catastrophic event as we did. And you see the images on TV and you feel like, wow, those images are terrible. But the reality of it is, I don't think the images do the reality of what's happening when it comes to natural disasters, hurricanes specifically. I don't think they do it justice, because when you're on the ground living through that, going through that, even when I watched it on TV, when I watched a lot of the footage that they compiled on the news with Dorian, I was just thinking to myself, this in no way even it gives you a little snippet, but it in no way really tells you just how catastrophic the event actually is. And I want to encourage all of you who are able, find your charities. Let's donate. It doesn't matter how small. I mean, sometimes we can't do much, but we can always do something. My mind goes to the widow's mite in the Bible, and the reason that was emphasized was because even though she had very little, she gave very little of what she had. Because the world is big. We have several billion people in population. And if each of us, even if we gave $1, you could imagine how much money we could raise to help those that are in need. And I'm coming to you because, we were on the receiving end in Freeport not so long ago. September 1st, 2019 was one of the most horrific days, I think, of many of our lives, as Hurricane Dorian sat on us for 2 days and obliterated the islands of Grand Bahama and Abaco. So I can so relate to what's going on with Hurricane Ian, and I really want to ask you all to, do what you can to assist in any way possible. And remember, let's be empathetic to our brothers and sisters. Again, like I said, only those who've been through a hurricane can truly relate. I don't expect other people to be able to relate to that, but take it from me, you have, I don't know if it's millions, but you have tens and tens of thousands of persons who have in one night, in 24 hours, lost every single piece of belonging that they have had. I mean, I have friends. It didn't happen to me personally, but we have several friends. They just lost everything with Dorian. You think of little things that we take for granted, like shoes or underwear, just deodorant, a toothbrush. Everything is gone. Dorian came to our island and totally decimated the island, devastated us, and took with it into the Atlantic Ocean the belongings and the lives of some of our Bahamians. So, I just wanted to put that out there and say that, listen, it's now our turn. I know that many of us, including me and my family too, we're still reeling from the effects of Dorian. because now, we're 2 years later, but so much has occurred because of that, that it's still affecting so many of our lives, even 2 years later. But let's do what we can to help the people of Florida, of South Carolina, um, to get their lives back together. I mean, we were so appreciative. I was so appreciative of the efforts of persons, and I was amazed at the kindness of people. And that is one great thing that came out of Dorian. Before Dorian, I'd heard a little about play, um, organizations like Samaritan's Purse, but I couldn't appreciate it until I had to go to Samaritan's Purse for a medical situation because we had no hospital. It was gone. I mean, totally destroyed. But I mean, these people came on the ground. They brought supplies. They just helped in so many ways. We're part of Rotary International, and we had no water. In the aftermath of Dorian, there was no water on the island, an island that is separated from the mainland of the United States. And Rotary has a water plant, and we were able to get water. Water. You can't live without water. And so appreciative to Rotary. And because I'm a part of it, and my husband is, I saw firsthand the efforts. And I mean, we had trailers coming in. People didn't have food. People didn't have clothes, shoes. And, just because of the generosity of others, they were shipping these things and shipping these things. And listen, we were just distributing them. There were people who lost their homes, who took shelter in tents. And you don't think of all these things, but yes, Rotary, again, sent tents. I forget how many tents we put up for persons, but persons were living in tents. And guess what? It was a blessing because at least they were shielded temporarily from the elements until you can get your bearings. Because with a hurricane, when it totally disrupts your life like that and everything is gone, you now have to regroup, rethink, how do I start from scratch? And you just need just the little things, the absolute little necessities. And I was so grateful just that there was World Central Kitchen. Let me tell you something. I ate from those people so much. I didn't know who they were before Dorian, but they were on the ground and they were preparing meals every day. And let me tell you, for those of us who didn't have power, for those who didn't even have a house and didn't have the means to cook food, to get food, because we even had a shortage on supplies on the island, World Central Kitchen was like another godsend. And I mean, they were here for months and they fed so many of us. And again, I'm so grateful because you don't think of all these things when you experience a hurricane. So, we know what it's like as Bahamians who've endured, and Freeport especially, my island. We've been through, I think I was counting the other day, and it was over 10 hurricanes, not storms, hurricanes in the last 16 years. Over 10 major hurricanes in the last 16 years. That's mind-boggling. That's crazy. So more than so many other people, I can relate to what must be going on with the Floridians right now and the persons from South Carolina. And just when you think that you can't help, trust me, you can. Even if you can't get it directly to persons. I know sometimes we're concerned about misappropriation of funds with large organizations, but the reality of it is, if you can't get on the ground, which many of us cannot, and actually help those people directly, then we do have to depend on these organizations, and we just have to pray that the leaders and the persons in charge do what they have to do, right? So let's not let that discourage us from giving. It is a real concern, but at the end of the day, we still need to try and do what we can and pray that God softens the hearts. And the organizations, they do, because like I told you, Samaritan's Purse, Rotary International, World Central Kitchen, they need money to fund all these things. Whatever they did, the Red Cross gave cash out, I remember, to some of us to help us, rebuild stuff. So it's so many different organizations. I didn't even want to start calling names, because I'm sure I am missing out many who contributed to our cause in Grand Bahama and Abaco alike. And then we have like people who were just coming over, a lot of our friends from Florida who know and love the Bahamas. I mean, they were hopping on private charters, coming into the island, bringing supplies, just everything. Even like, for women, you don't think about it, even maxi pads. You need these things, and when you have nothing. So let me tell y'all, people, let us do what we can, and above all, let's pray for the persons who are devastated, who may have lost loved ones, who may have lost every single material possession that they have. Let's pray for them, people, and let's do what we can to help. Trust me, as we were so appreciative and continue to be, I always say Rotary rocks, Samaritan's Purse rocks. Whenever I see those Red Cross, whenever I see those things now, I don't just go on my way and ignore it. I donate. And I'm not sure I did it as much before, but seeing just how instrumental they were in helping me and my people, my fellow Bahamian brothers and sisters, listen, I do it. Sometimes I could only give $1, but I figure if I give $1 and 1,000,000 other people give $1, okay, what do we have? $1,000,000. It's in the numbers. The power is in the numbers. So sometimes it doesn't have to be a lot. It just has to be a lot of us deciding to do a little, So I couldn't let the week go by without encouraging all of us to do what we can to help, the victims and those who experienced Hurricane Ian. So I just want to say to you all again, love and light. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for your time. And let's continue to help our brothers and sisters who are in need. In 2019, it was us in the Bahamas. Now it's the Floridians. Now it's the South Carolinians. So, let's do what we can to help each other, always. So be blessed. Enjoy your Saturday. And let's give. Thank you.